He found a strange wishing machine at the amusement park. It wasn't plugged in, yet it still worked, and for just 25 cents, it claimed it could grant any wish. He kept thinking about how he could have ridden the roller coaster with the girl he liked, but the staff stopped him at the gate because he wasn't tall enough. So Josh dropped a coin into the machine and made his wish.
I wish I were big.
As the coin fell into the slot, a small card popped out. On the back, it said his wish had already been granted. Josh didn't take it seriously. He thought it was just someone's silly prank. He had no idea this would be the start of something unbelievable. That night, strong winds swept through the sky, and thunder echoed outside. Josh fell asleep very late, but his body had already begun to change. The next morning, he got up like he always did, though something about his body felt heavier. He walked into the bathroom to wash his face, and froze when he saw a stranger staring back at him in the mirror. He could not believe his wish had actually come true. The 12-year-old boy had suddenly aged 10 years overnight. Josh grabbed a few clothes from his father's closet. After getting dressed, he rushed out the door. He wanted to find the wishing machine and change himself back, but when he rode his bike to the amusement park, all he saw was a pile of trash. The entire park had moved away. With no other choice, Josh went back home. He hoped his mother would believe he was still Josh. He told her his birthday was November 3rd, and that he had scored 60 on his last test.
I made this for you.
Hearing a stranger talk about her son in such detail, his mother thought he had kidnapped Josh. She screamed and forced him out of the house. Shocked and terrified, Josh ran away. He went to school and found Billy, his best friend, but Billy didn't believe him either. So Josh started singing the song only the two of them knew.
The space goes down, down, baby, down, down the roller coaster. Shimmy, shimmy, go, rock, shimmy, shimmy, rock. I made it, I said it, I stole my mama's credit. I'm cool, I'm hot, suck you in the stomach 3 more times.
That finally convinced Billy. Josh begged him for help because he had nowhere to go. Billy brought some of his father's clothes and met Josh near an old pipe tunnel. He suggested that Josh explore the city. Maybe he could find the wishing machine again and turn back into a kid. They went to the bus station together. Billy gave Josh all his allowance. By evening, they reached the busy city. Billy took him to a rundown motel and told him to stay there for the night. Billy had to get home before 10. He promised to come back in the morning.
See you in the morning.
After Billy left, Josh locked the door as tightly as he could. It was his first night away from home. The arguing next door frightened him. Everything around him felt unfamiliar. Inside, he was still a 12-year-old kid. Josh covered his ears with a pillow, curled up on the bed, and cried for his mom. The next morning, Billy skipped school to find him. They searched everywhere for the wishing machine, but found nothing. Someone told them to contact the Consumer Affairs Office. They might know who owned the amusement park. The staff asked them to fill out a form. They would get a response in 6 weeks. Josh felt hopeless. He didn't know how to get through such a long wait. Billy started looking for jobs in the newspaper for him. If he was stuck as an adult, he might as well experience adult life. They decided to apply at a toy company. Josh wrote on his resume that he had graduated from the University of Washington and had 4 years of experience in the toy industry. The interviewer said his sister had graduated from the same school. He liked Josh right away and hired him on the spot. Josh was given an office job. He entered customer information into the computer. On his first day, he was full of energy, but a coworker told him to slow down. The work was simple and boring. If the boss saw them finishing too fast, he might think they didn't need that many employees, and Josh could lose his job. After work, Josh stayed in the motel and watched TV. The neighbors' arguments no longer scared him. A month passed quickly. Josh received his first paycheck. It was only $187, but to a 12-year-old, it felt like a fortune. He and Billy cashed it at the bank and bought a pile of snacks to celebrate at the motel. For the first time, Josh felt the joy of being an adult. He finally understood why adults didn't complain about food. They simply bought whatever they wanted. On the weekend, Josh visited the company's toy showroom. It was like a paradise for kids. He played with everything in sight. People stared at him like he was crazy, but he didn't care at all. He was having too much fun. While he was enjoying himself, the company's owner happened to walk by.
You work for me, don't you?
Yes.
The owner said he came every weekend to see how kids reacted to the toys. He wanted real feedback he couldn't get from reports. As they walked, the owner asked Josh what he thought of the toys. Josh, being 12 inside, knew every toy by heart. He talked nonstop about the flaws he had noticed. The owner found his insights valuable. They reached the giant floor piano. Josh stepped onto it and started playing with his feet. The owner joined him. A crowd gathered to watch. When they finished their song, people applauded loudly. The owner was impressed. He thought Josh had real talent and that an office desk job would waste it. He promoted him to vice president of product development. Josh's job was to test new toys and give ideas for improvements. He got his own office and even a secretary who brought him drinks. Josh felt like he had reached the peak of his life, but the company's creative director was furious. He felt Josh's promotion threatened his position. During a product meeting, the director challenged Josh. He presented a long list of market data and asked for Josh's opinion. Josh, however, was too busy playing with a new toy. He didn't understand any of the numbers, so he spoke from a child's perspective.
It turns from a building into a robot, right?
Precisely.
Well, what's fun about that?
He suggested making prehistoric animals into robots, maybe giant insects with big claws that could pick up cars. Kids would think that was cool. The owner loved the idea. Co-workers agreed it was great, but the creative director felt even more threatened. The company rented a large apartment for Josh. He turned it into a giant playroom. Billy visited whenever he had time. Josh wrote to his mother every 2 days to tell her he was safe. One night, the company hosted a party. Everyone wore black suits, except for Josh, who wore a white tuxedo. The creative director laughed, but the owner told Josh he looked fantastic. Co-workers joked that Josh might get promoted again. Josh wasn't interested in the party. He focused on the food. The creative director's secretary, Susan, was curious about him. She started a conversation and asked if he wanted to take a walk. Josh had been wanting to leave anyway, so he left the party with her. They rode in the company limousine. Susan thought it was a romantic moment, but Josh looked around like it was his first time in a car. He played with the locks and the reading lights. Susan talked about her problems at work, but Josh barely listened. He opened the sunroof and had her stand up through it. His innocence touched her. He was nothing like the men she knew. Susan wanted to see where Josh lived. When she stepped inside, she was stunned. It looked like a child's kingdom. Josh showed her his toys and invited her to jump on the trampoline. She refused at first, but Josh's playful energy won her over. She let herself have fun again, something she hadn't felt in years. Josh gave her a glow-in-the-dark compass ring. He said it would help her find her way in the dark. Susan spent the night peacefully and began to feel something for him. But the creative director, who liked Susan, became jealous. He invited Josh to play tennis, hoping to embarrass him. Instead, Josh played surprisingly well. Angry, the director acted out and injured him on purpose. Susan gently treated his wound. Josh didn't understand why the director hated him.
He punched you because he's scared of you.
Well, you work just as hard as he does. You know, I like that.
Her kindness stirred something inside Josh. He fell for this woman who was 10 years older. Susan told him she loved him too. They started dating often. Josh took her to different amusement parks. They rode roller coasters and Ferris wheels. They danced to gentle music. Their relationship grew deeper. Susan even brought him home to meet her family. Josh helped her nephew with homework. Her mother liked him. Their feelings continued to grow. Then one day, Billy received a letter from Consumer Affairs. They finally had information about the wishing machine. He rushed to tell Josh, but Josh was busy working and motioned for him to wait. Billy hung up angrily. He reminded Josh that this was only temporary. Then he stormed off. Billy's words woke Josh up. He knew it was time to go home. He visited his old school. Students were taking their graduation photos. He watched kids playing on the street. He knew this was the life he belonged to. He shouldn't skip 10 years of growing up. Josh went to Susan and tried to tell her the truth.
Susan, I'm not what you think I am.
What do you mean?
I miss my family, Susan, and I want to go home.
Oh my God, you're married!
No.
Josh hurried to explain he wasn't married. He told her about how the wishing machine had turned him into an adult, but Susan was still too angry to listen. She kicked Josh out of her place. The next day, Billy found Josh again. He told him that the wishing machine was at Sea Point Park. This time, he left the choice to Josh. He could stay and enjoy his life as a vice president, or he could return to being a kid. Josh started to hesitate. After Billy left, Josh went to the meeting room to present a new product. It was an electronic storybook that allowed kids to choose their own storyline. The president could not understand what made this book special. Seeing this, Susan stepped in to help. She explained that the key feature was letting kids decide how the story ends. The idea impressed the president. At that moment, Josh realized his own life needed to get back on track. He made an excuse and left the building. Billy was waiting downstairs. The moment he saw Josh walk out, he knew Josh had made his decision. Susan ran out and heard Billy calling Josh. She asked Billy where Josh had gone. Billy told her about the wishing machine and explained everything. Meanwhile, Josh took a cab to Sea Point Park. He found the mysterious machine again. He pulled out the power cord, and the machine suddenly started up. Then he dropped in a quarter. But right then, something happened. Something he never expected, and it was enough to change his life forever. If you want to know what happens next, make sure to follow me. I will bring you the next part of the story very soon.